Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Alright, welcome back everybody. This is Night Saber Z42, and just like Lestrade said, it's time to go ahead and talk to Leighton. Professor Leighton. Shapes of noses, look at that. Those are the shapes of noses, didn't you know? There's only 5 shapes of noses in all of the world. Only 5. Make sure you have one of those 5 or else you're gonna be an alien. Is this the... yeah, this is the evidence room. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at his belongings. Oh, there's Leighton's gun.
This is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
Bullets in the barrel. One is missing.
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Anything down the barrel? Anything else? Barrel catch.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Yep, there were 2. Only 2.
Cheap watch. Bought with his own money, no doubt.
And rolled cigarettes.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Oh, he's a smoker. How old is this kid? I only assume he's a kid because his brother's a kid. He's probably like an older guy. Like an older brother. Let's go ahead and talk to Professor Leighton himself. Yeah, he's older.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Profile first. Look at that scar. Deep scar. Occasional fights, grew up on the streets. How about this eye? Or that lip? Or that ear? Or that hairline? Oh, scarf. Can't see any of that. Office clerk. He's an office clerk? Really? There we go. Bruises. Recent beating. Resisted arrest. He's hot-headed. He's an idiot. Of course. One more. Fancy scarf. Downton fashion. And his hands, I bet. Yeah. Oh, look. Westgate prison tattoo. He committed a crime. What's your story?
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Time to return.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. Second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it. And then I followed the third man.
Really?
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
The third man.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Okay, that's weird.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Really? How about Westgate prisoners? Boom!
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
Because I'm psychic,
You have a
stupid.
typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Tell me about Brian Vercotti.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Yes, we shall. Are you sleeping?
Mr. Holmes?
I'm sleeping. Okay, so back to our deductions. No. Lootless. What does that tell me? The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. Okay. 2 victims. 2 shots. Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. Okay. Different shots. Oh, revolver, for sure. Okay. Turner could hear the contrast between two fire shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fire shots as they were made from different points in Half Moon Street. That seems like the most sensible thing. So we're going with that. I don't think there's anything else that I can put together, so... Wow, this is kind of bizarre and weird. Oh well. What should we do now? Oh, casebook. Oh wait, I gotta go search the archives? Yeah, search the archives for that. Anything else? Oh, I'm missing a witness? Okay, I'm gonna go back to Half Moon Street then and sort out this witness for myself. Was it that person that I saw on the ground back there? He was like sitting or something like that. I wonder. Let's see. Look around. Can I talk to that guy? No, can't talk to you. I didn't know I could open the cab. Oh, okay. I am just going all over the place here. Anybody else? Can I talk to you? Hey, sir. Nope, can't talk to you. Just let me back over, okay? Okay.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Okay, interesting. I didn't realize Wiggins is over here. Is that Wiggins right there?
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he alright?
No, he's dead. Just kidding, he's not dead. Who else am I missing? Whoa. Look at this. Mirror.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
Really? Oh, look. Can I talk to you? Oh, I can talk to her. Polly. Polly Pocket Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation.
Wait, how did he know her name?
That took place this evening.
He's really psychic.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Your testimony.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Is there anyone else?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Oh, really? Well, I guess just being on the lookout for customers makes you like the most observable person ever.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Case in point.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Okay, so we got that completed. Let's go back to the deduction board. Common statement. Don't know a thing. Oh, it's down here. The witness testimonies and the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit, Leighton Chapman. Does it really? The person whom Leighton Chapman describes in his statement is a figment of his own imagination created to vindicate himself. Really? You think so? I'm gonna continue the investigation. Because I don't believe it. Okay, so let's go back to Baker Street and look up something in the archive. Ooh, there's a bird outside my window. I can see him. Actually, my yard is getting a little bit long with the grass, so I'm gonna have to start mowing the lawn here before too long. Which is kind of funny because I don't have a lawnmower yet. Look at that. Go ahead, read that book. Read it. Read it real good. Boom, 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 boom. Watson singing. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so. Oh, I need to go to the archive. Antique bracelet. Oh, look, I found it. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885. That was before the Jack the Ripper case.
Continue my research in my archives.
Wait, why? Oh, newspapers for 1885. Okay. 1885. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum of the Glassford Fine Arts exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Yes, let's go to the pawn shop. I wonder if I can find something at the pawn shop. I would so like a new cat. Well, Mr. Holmes, you cannot buy cats at the pawn shop. You must go to the pet clinic or the pet adoption center. Like a PetSmart or Pets R Us. Sleep, Watson, that hasn't been invented for another century. Like Watson's just gonna stand all the way back there. Well, you keep going, Sherlock. You're the master of this one. Who are you? Can I talk to you? No. Okay. Oh, I hear music. I want to go to the music. I want to go pub crawling. That was one of the things we never got to do in our honeymoon overseas. We never got to do pub crawls like, we'll use the key.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Perfectly. We didn't get to do a music crawl, music pub crawl, which is like when you go to different pubs and listen to music and stuff and drink beer and stuff. We never got to do that because it's always packed. Like, the tours for that stuff are ridiculous. People love that stuff. Climbing equipment.
And a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Don't you mean tampons, not crampons? Whoa. Counter door. Yeah, squeak counter door. Get some WD-40 on that. Look at the shelves. Look at all the clocks. A flare pistol.
Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Are those bullets back there? Oh. Can I like... If you already know it's an object of interest, take it.
A flare pit.
Okay, I'm gonna take a guess that I will need that someday, but not now. Look at the violin. Or viola. Can't tell with the game. Whoa, going up. Examine the counter. I see spectacles. And freckles.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
How about this drawer? Ooh, look at the necklace. Ooh, it's the ram necklace. Ooh, somebody was hiding something.
Ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection.
Mittelin.
Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Like how the Rams in that picture are just like eyeing each other, like they're gonna kill each other. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's all ready to fork out a small fortune. I could arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Riccati. Interesting. Okay. Can I like take the flare pistol now? There we go. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. The violent crimes committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had burglary motive. It's a burglary. Boom. Who did it? It definitely wasn't him. Because he didn't even take the bracelet. Can I take the object of interest, please?
A flare.
Give me the flare pistol. Okay, what else is there to investigate? Okay, got all this stuff. Oh yeah, and I get to solve the crime. Well, now I need to see exactly what to do. Is there anybody that I can talk to around here? What the heck was that? Sounded like an alien decided to sneeze. Oh, let's go back to Half Moon Street then. Hopefully there's somebody that I can talk to. Because my options are getting very short and limited here. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to somebody. Can I talk to the police guy again? The constable? Oh look, it's another cutscene.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
That means you got it from the trash can. Yo, dude.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Where's Wiggins? Is he over here? This is
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Wiggins. No, you gotta talk to me.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. I'll do any.
Okay. Well. I wonder if there was something at the pawn shop that I missed. But did this? I got to reenact something. I gotta reenact something. There was a fault to my deduction. How do I reenact? There was a possible crossfire between Kenneth Butler and Brian Riccati at Atmos Street. Examine the dead bodies and perform a reenactment. Left button. One of the victims possibly fired his gun twice. Find out who it could have been. But if that was the case, then there should be a bullet up there.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Lift the lamp with this pole. Take the pole. Put your lamp on it.
This should be useful.
Yes, it should. Okay. Left button. Well, I guess I'm gonna start on this one. Use pole with a lantern. Oh, there's a bullet hole. Oh wait, never mind. That's just part of the wall.
Nothing interesting here.
Okay, so must have been Brian or this guy, whoever that guy is. Hey, move. Use the pole. Bullet.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh.
Yes, they are.
Watson,
Fresh like
there
bread.
was a third shot fired in this street.
Okay. 2 victims, third shot. Kenneth Butler and Brian Riccati both died of crossfire, with each of them holding a gun. One of the guns is now missing. Crossfire. Full AMD cards do. Really? A personal motive. Okay, so what else can I do? Oh, just solve the crime, of course. Here we go. Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the jacketed man who disappeared at Half Moon Street now seems reasonable, as the 3 shots at the crime scene prove the presence of a second gun that is now missing. Alright, so we gotta find that gun now. And that's gonna be pretty tricky to do. But it seems like I am all out of time for this episode, so thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Check the description for my Facebook and Twitter information. While you're at it, give this video a huge thumbs up to support this series, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I will see you guys in the next video.